Hey guys, it's Brian, Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. I just wanted to make a quick video and talk about, possible anxieties or fears that people might be having pre-hike. I know that there's usually a healthy level of anxiety with any long distance hike like this. And I know last year one of my biggest ones were animals and sleeping alone in the middle of the wilderness. So I think it's, perfectly normal, but and this is in no way fear mongering. This is just a discussion to see what everybody else is feeling. And it's also good to talk about these things because it kind of builds that camaraderie and it makes you feel like you're not alone in it. And I mean, I don't care how tough you are or whatever, there's always going to be a healthy level of anxiety. And, sometimes there's some things you can do to sort of help with that anxiety. So I thought we'd talk about some of that, and I'd love to hear from you guys and what some of yours might be, or what some of your worries, whether it's resupply boxes, whether it's running into animals or running out of a battery before your next stop. I'd love to hear from you. And here we'll just talk about some of the ones that I experienced and some ideas to kind of curb those. Okay guys, so some of the biggest ones for me were animals, like I said. Now that includes bears and mostly mountain lions. Now bears are pretty easy to scare off and pretty much they don't want anything to do with you. But, if you don't know about them, I'd recommend, studying up on at least knowing the attitude of bears, or how to read their body language and which the different kinds look like. Mountain lions, I did see one, and if you do see one, it's a rarity. They like to be stealth. And they are, in my opinion, a little bit harder to scare off, because it's a feline, so they're natural curiosity. But, just remain cool. And with any cat, you always want to keep your eyes on it. Never take your eyes off a cat or turn your back to it. Bears, you don't want to make eye contact with. Snakes, that's probably the most common thing that you'll run into. Now, snakes are deaf, so, shouting at them or doing anything like that, it's not going to do anything. If they're on the path, just stomp your feet. They feel vibrations and it should scurry off. And actually, rattlesnakes became my favorite because they would always warn me that they were there. Some of the other snakes I didn't even know were there. And of course, weather. I never really had a problem with lightning or really heavy rain, but just make sure you plan ahead, read weather reports, talk to other hikers, to pack the right gear, and you should be fine. I mean, really, plus, I would carry a Garmin too. Now, camping alone, that is something that takes getting used to. If you're absolutely dead set on not doing this, just make friends early on with a tramley. It did take me a couple days to get used to and sleeping in the wilderness alone, and eventually you do get used to it. But it is hard because you're out in the middle of nowhere, and it's kind of spooky at times. Water crossings. Now, I never had to do any big ones, but I will this year, and these can be dangerous. You want to make sure that you know what you're doing. Always cross early in the morning if possible, when the water is the least flow. Find the narrowest point, use a log if possible, and find people to cross with. If you have to do by yourself, make sure you're crossing in a very safe area, and make sure, just talk to people. Make sure that where the safest place to cross is. And if it doesn't look safe, don't do it. There is there's nothing wrong with turning back or waiting for other hikers to show up to cross with them, because this is something that can be very dangerous if you're not paying attention or if you don't do it right. And there's things you can do. Always unbuckle all the straps, your hip belt, your sternum strap, carry your Garmin in your pocket, not on your pack. And this is something that I'm definitely having a healthy level of anxiety about, because I've never really done it. And my biggest concern is that when I get to those crossings, I won't be with anybody. And I just, really hope that there's either a spot that I will be able to cross with, or I'll just wait around until someone will come. But I'm definitely not going to put my life in danger. It's just not worth it. And I think everybody else would agree with me on that one too. And for some people, their fear or anxiety might just be worrying about missing their family or friends, or things like financial issues. And finances are a worry for everybody, but if you plan ahead and save your money and plan your town stops out especially, that will help with that. And as far as gear and all the other stuff like resupply boxes and planning your stops, you can plan ahead, but don't drive yourself crazy planning too much, because this is about having fun. We're all going out there to have fun, enjoy ourselves, and hopefully one day or during this time we can all meet up on the trail and have a campfire and swap stories about how we packed way too many things or didn't pack the thing that we did need, or fun stories like that. And or if we did run into a rattlesnake or a bear. And these are all things that are just come with experience and can make the trip even better. So hope everyone is having a great day. See you next time. Thanks for stopping by. And I just wanted to say, if anyone is having any anxiety over animals or anything like that, there's a lot of great videos out there or vlogs that educate you on things you do and not to do, and I'd highly recommend people checking those out. And one thing I did at night was I would listen to pre-downloaded podcasts, and it just helped drown out some of the noises that kept startling me, and I don't know, just something to think about. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.